now, because of the other bans that we've seen, Eldegoss was what was locked in last. Sylveon seems to be at a premium because both of these teams have played a lot of Sylveon today.
We're going to see what they want to start with. Actually going with the Leafeon here. So we've got some options on the side of Connoisseurs. They would like to lock in that Trevenant, and they've been big on this Hoopa. Playing this Trick Hoopa, which is really cool. It did recently get a buff, and it has a lot of interactions that I think players are not super used to. You know, the Phantom Force interaction for the healing, and just the fact that it has a shield and move speed boost very often. It's a strong support pick.
And Yala just generally had an issue fighting around a Trick Hoopa, to be quite honest. Nouns Esports going to have to study the tape and see what they can cobble together. I love locking in Sylveon here. Take it off the map, see what else Snow has in the tank.
Look, Sylveon could end up being a first pick for some of these
It really
teams.
could.
It's that good. Over to the side of Connoisseurs, we've got a Glaceon being hovered. We have a Gyarados. Again, as I've mentioned many times, shocked I didn't see more Gyarados. We're bringing out the Chandelure. Now, this is a Pokemon that I think it does bring a lot of value to certain team compositions, but boy, it's hit and miss.
Yeah, Nouns Esports going for the absolute home run. Sorayu locking in Zoroark, but this time with the Comfey Pocket, and they're going to look to absolutely eviscerate this squad. Connoisseurs has one option to rebuttal this, and they've got this Dragonite hovered. Will this be the Dragonite lock?
Yeah, it could be a Dragonite lock right here. I actually think this is a pretty solid choice to bring Dragonite. You know, Chandelure's in some trouble against Zoroark, obviously, but if I'm looking at the side of Connoisseurs, I'm not insanely worried about Zoroark. Of course, you always have to be. That thing gets a level lead, they throw the Comfey collar on it, and it is just running amok, right? But in general, I'm mostly worried about Zoroark when we're squishy Pokemon that take a long time to level. And what I'm looking at there, of course, is going to be that
Chandelure, and even, you know, until the Dragonite actually gets moving, Dratini can have its will imposed upon by a combination like Zoroark and Comfey. I mean, Nouns Esports, to me, this tells me we are the winner side team. We are going to make a statement, and we've seen some crazy Zoroark Comfey games this year already in every region, and what bigger statement to make by leaving with like 20 KOs, like 120,000 damage, and putting Connoisseur's nose in it.
I do have to say, you know, when you have Comfey as well, you can easily bounce off to Leafeon. It can easily bounce off to Sylveon. Sylveon already extremely difficult to take this Pokemon down, and now you're just adding another layer to that.
The real stress test for me on Nouns specifically is going to be Bruv. Like, Bruv has been playing S tier all day, all year really, has been the most consistent player in my opinion on Nouns, and they need to have an S+ game because they've got a couple squishy targets here that they're going to have to body block for, get in front of, and then facilitate engagements for.
Yeah, definitely. Well, a lot is on the line here, Doob Snacks, as we head into our grand finals. Nouns Esports, your purple team. Connoisseurs, your orange team. There is a $10,000 difference between first and second place here. Also, Connoisseurs need this to qualify for Worlds. Nouns Esports is sitting pretty. They're already going to Worlds, but I know they would like another 10 grand in the bank. I sure would. Anyone out there? I'd love $10,000 if anyone's interested.
Yeah, production, can you put our Venmo information up there just in case somebody wants to follow through on that? I will also take that money for what it's worth, just not to Spriggles. Maybe split it or just give it all to me. Gatlu picks up Comfey quickly. You mentioned that. That's a nice power spike. They're level 4. They're ready to go. They're getting on top of the Magikarp very quickly. The K opener here to Gatlu would feel phenomenal. They can't quite close the door, and now they have to pull back.
Yeah, they do have to pull back right here because it would be very scary to go down and somehow have that assisted or even the KO picked up by this Magikarp. That's an immediate evolution, basically, into Gyarados. Into the top path, we see Sylveon running. We see Dragonair. We have Sorayu in this bottom path, however, possibly looking to make a sneaky play, as we have Leafeon trying to make something happen here in the top path. A lot of Pokemon secures head over to the side of Nouns Esports. In the bottom path, we do have Zoroark pushing in for a KO, but they were not able to make it happen. Pushing back in right now and picking up one, possibly picking up another, just looking to score.
Yeah, can't quite get the points, and so good defense by Gek and Klaus pulling up, the two kind of heavy hitters on the Connoisseurs, if you will. You saw right there, Legacy winning their region.
Yeah, Legacy, you know, obviously the team you would expect to win out of Brazil, but DreamHack has been playing extremely well too. I believe they are the two teams qualified from that region. Legacy, you know, famously Baby Mazo's team, an amazing player that we saw at Worlds last year. They actually made a pretty good run too. I think they got 5th or so.
Yeah, I mean, and like DreamHack has really stepped up for themselves, putting themselves on the map. Finally, we're sorted out on the Magikarp. That effort gauge has still not reached, but we do get a KO back the other way on Sylveon. Snow goes down quickly. That's a prime target for them. Lukita is getting low. Slow Smoke is out. Engagement, and that's a double. We got 2 players down on the Connoisseurs, and Nouns Esports is starting to pick up some of that steam.
Yeah, they definitely are, and they are punishing these Pokemon that are not yet evolved, right? They're looking for that Chandelure. They're looking for that Dragonair. They're looking for that Magikarp, who is now finally a Gyarados here. Look at the levels. We already have a level 8 for the Leafeon, meaning it has its Unite move, and I'm thinking it just used it in the top path, took down Gyarados, and took down Hoopa.
Yeah, I mean, now we're watching Soryu go in, engaging quickly. Oh, look at those health bars. Absolutely
boy.
gutted and dusted. Connoisseurs, you just got a big bag of no sir today as this goal zone is getting dunked on.
Yeah, the points are raining in. They're going to see how many stacks they can get of that attack weight as they have perfect positioning. They're set up here for Regirock, just being ripped a little bit by Toon. At the same time, top goal is down. Leafeon looking for that secure. They take it. Everything is coming up. Nouns Esports 189-0. The level lead is unbelievable. As long as they don't make any big mistakes, this match is so difficult for Connoisseurs to come back from.
No, Soryu in the deep waters looking for Lukita in the back so they can't pull up and support the Chandelure. However, more players are going down. The Gyarados goes on top. I mean, Nouns Esports is putting tons of pressure with just a few players there. Soryu's going to score. Or we got a Dragonite Unite right on top of Bruv HC, who peels back for a berry. We've got 3 players on them, and Bruv's going to have to stand this defense alone. Here comes Gatler to give them some support. Tons of damage goes in. Gek goes down quickly. And now we have Soryu picking up Desu, and they're going to try and eviscerate. Slow Smoke is down to gap out Snow. Hyper Beam misses. Comfy Unite pops. Lukita's dipping and diving, but they're on to that crime here as they are absolutely sussed out and arrested.
Yeah, wow. I mean, 268-0 right now. Soryu looking for a possible another KO. I don't know if he wants to jump in on Trevenant just yet here. Things are going so well for Nouns. It's just, it's an absolute stomp so far.
Yeah, we've watched a lot of fighting in the bottom path, but this has almost felt like a distraction as they're doing real score-based damage in the top. 268-0.
Yeah, and they could be looking to break that top goal soon. The nice thing about keeping this bottom goal zone open, first off, they have the opportunity for a massive overcap. They also have all this experience between these 2 goal zones that they are able to farm and get stronger. We've got level 12 right now on Leafeon. It is level 12 at over 5 minutes.
We're playing Grass Knot, Desu is on this Comfy, which is a great way to trap any of these targets along with the Rock Tomb to be able to get a KO. Tons of pressure being put on Soryu right now as they've got that burn on them for just a moment, but they're able to get out.
Zoroark are just a really difficult Pokemon to kind of get a beat on when it's running away from you. It has multiple dashes, it has illusion, and of course it has the Comfey, right? It's just so tough to lock down. 295-0. We do have Connoisseurs looking for a secure here in this top path to make sure this doesn't walk towards their side. They're able to get it. All the while, Gatlu is just making a mad dash towards their goal zone.
Yeah, to go score. They know they have a level lead. They got plays to make. Lukita pops their Unite move to try and help out on this fight and this flank. The Registeel is up, and it's starting to get worked on. Bruv is still playing very far forward. Sit on top of Galaxy. Nice little X-scissor. Here comes Soryu. Hyper Beam hits Bruv. Comfy Unite pops. So does the Trev Unite. Registeel's starting to leash, and Soryu and Bruv are both down. Desu scrambles back, and he can't really contest in the face of this Registeel. Am I firing a Grass, not trying to make a player play? No, Hyper Beam sorts it out.
Big play there for Connoisseurs. They were able to stop the Zoroark, not able to take down the Comfey. All the while, we have Gatlu, almost level 14 now, breaking that top goal zone, which means they'll have an opportunity to send a Regieleki towards that home base goal zone, opening up the Zapdos win condition from year 1. Remote Stadium could be back right now for Connoisseurs, and they don't want to see it.
No, now Nouns Esports, I don't want to say to take a deep breath or relax, but they don't have to kind of make those brawly plays that they were making to facilitate that opportunity. The work's been done. Now you just got to make sure you can get that last Regieleki and put the real map-based pressure on Connoisseurs.
Yeah, that's right. And even if they don't get it, it's 357-82, right? If they don't let a lot of goals in here, they can even lose Rayquaza and possibly win this thing. Unite move for Unite move, both of them on a crazy low timer, so they're not too stressed out about that interaction. We have Zoroark looking for a possible KO right here. They've been spending a lot of time in the enemy central area this game, and that's what happens with a Leafeon and a Zoroark.
Right on top of Lukita is the engagement here. Another Slow Smoke and another player down on Connoisseurs. Gek is looking at 4 players right now, and their damage is going to be ridiculous. Woodhammer Hammer does catch 2, but on the backside they're scoring. Crash landing on top of them is the Dragonite. Can they actually line up a shot? All right, things are starting to get a little squirrely here as Bruv is just going to have to buy time for the rest of the squad to get out, but it's too late. It's 3 players down instantly, and Connoisseurs are getting XP.
That's right. Connoisseurs looking good right here, and things are looking a little green, a little squirrely here for Nouns Esports, a team, by the way, that was known for playing a little green. They got Gotlu there. Up in the top path, this Regieleki is not going the way of Nouns Esports unless they can get a sneaky steal. Doesn't look like it here because we've got the Hyper Beam coming in. There's the secure for Connoisseurs. Again, still down by a considerable amount, but they shut down the win condition that Nouns Esports created.
Yeah, up by about 280 points here is Nouns Esports, but you said, 280 is kind of a rough margin of victory, right? That can be overcome with a Ray Shield. Well, 300, it's a little bit more work, but you can, with a Ray, you can get that done.
Yeah, you can. 205 here. This is the first Rayquaza of our grand finals. Look at the levels. Level 14 on the Leafeon, and the Ray is just being ripped apart.
It's right on the bird. Comfy Unite comes out. Hyper Beam comes through, still secures by Sorayu as 2 players are gutted instantly just with that engagement. Gotlu gets credit for 2 of them. They finally start fighting. They finally start getting knockouts. Just the Gyarados stands. They're peeling to go score Hundo Burger on the backside, but who's eating right now? It's Nouns Esports.
Nouns Esports is just going to continue raining points in right here. The Hundo Burgers falling from the sky, 821 to 90, even with Gyarados putting 100 in. This match is too far gone for the Connoisseurs. I mean, it was a tough one. It was a tough one for them. They were behind. I love their attempt, right? The full Hail Mary play. Let's see what we can do in this moment. Can we rip this apart? Can we take something away from Nouns as they deal with this Regieleki? Nouns turns on it, able to get the secure. Even if they didn't, I think Nouns still had a great shot there.
Yeah, everybody on Nouns is breathing really heavy right now. That was a little bit more anxious than I think they were expecting that final, but they did a great job on the side of Connoisseurs. They baited with Gek to the bottom tier 1 goal pad. You actually saw Toon peel, but as soon as Ray hit, they actually used the Hoop Unite, pull Gek back through, and try and leverage the Dragonite Hyper Beam to get the knockout. However, Sorayu so big, Gotlu so big, they were just able to take all the bodies on the way out.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Nouns Esports that I think we expected to see at the start of the season, right? This is the level of dominance from this team. When you have this many good players together, and after some roster shakeups, after AOS Cup, after a little bit of a reality check for a lot of the regions, Nouns is really getting it together here in our grand finals.
Just under 5 seconds left as we say this, and that was a heck of a performance by Nouns Esports. But again, Connoisseurs saw what their way to win was, and they pulled the trigger on it.
Yeah, they went for it, and that's extremely important, right? They went for their win condition. They didn't have a lot of options, and they gave it their best shot. Unfortunately, their best shot wasn't good enough. Here we go. Nouns actually banning out this Leafeon. They're saying, we actually saw what we did with that last round, and we kind of don't want to deal with it here. Umbreon, Blastoise, Trevenant, the rest of the bans here. First pick over to the Mew.
Yep.
We know how good Snow is on this Pokemon.
Yeah, again, because Nouns is on the reactionary side here, they are going to have every opportunity they want. Grabbing Hoopa, I kind of love it, right?
I do too. I was wondering if they were going to make this play.
Well, I mean, it's so chaotic here. We just got it blacked out for a second, brought it right back.
Just you, buddy. Everybody else could see it.
Boy, that's not good.
Yeah, I know.
That is not good.
Watch out, my friend. We've got Eldegoss possibly being locked in. Hovering 2 supports right now. We've got Eldegoss and we've got Snorlax. Snorlax, as we've said before, first off, Gex Snorlax is amazing. I think Snorlax is great right now.
I agree completely, and Gek really going and leaning into their comfort pick with this Snorlax is like it just gives consistency for this team in these moments.
What? Come on, we said things were getting squirrely. I guess Gotlu heard us. I don't know if the team agreed with that pick or this man has gone rogue, but we have a Greedent coming out here in our grand finals.
If you kind of look at it though, Greedent can bully a Mew fairly successfully. Once it gets to level 5, it can start chasing it around. If you're letting Gotlu run rampant and not actually play with the team.
I'm so excited to see what this is going to be. This is just incredible. Final pick over here.
Yeah, we are going season 1. Season 1.
Is there something I don't understand?
Okay, Nouns is having fun. They're playing loose.
Toon is playing the attacker version of this hoop up as Adesu is taking the Blissey right here. Gotlu on the Greedent. They do know that if they lose $10,000, right?
Well, why not? You know what? They technically have games to give, Spraggles. So if this is a strategy that is somewhere in the deep playbook of Blaine, I guess they're going to give it a spin.
All right, okay, so Bruv has a scope lens on. He has dropped his EXP share. All right, let's go. I mean, let's freaking go. This is such an insane moment in the grand finals. I cannot wait to see what happens here. If Nouns wins this, what a legendary draft.
I mean, it kind of has shades of the Crustle way back in Season 1 when Yerman Burger Flippers, like, brought the Crustle out. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. And just had, like, a crazy run through that tournament. You know what? Have some fun. It's the finals. I love it. I mean, would I be making these decisions? No, but we already said that we're not playing.
We're not playing. Okay. We can't lose because we didn't compete. Here we go. Game number 2 between Connoisseurs and Nouns Esports. Nouns Esports, your orange team. Connoisseurs, your purple team. Nouns Esports has got the Greedent. And I'm just wanting everyone to know right now, everyone in the booth, I want to see what this thing is up to a lot, okay? It's a bit of a monster. It's an insanely weird pick. You never get to see it. So, you know, when it's doing weird stuff, please, all eyes on Greedent.
All eyes on Greedent. That's where we are set to watch. As Galaxy is saying, okay, I'll take Buzzwole into Greedent. I'm level 3. I'm a little bit ahead. But that's what I was saying. If Gotlu gets online and kind of runs roughshod throughout this opposing team, they've got a chance. Klaus taking this a little disrespectful, the way that Nouns Esports just drafted, I think.
Yeah, I would say so. We're going to see what Nouns can do about this here in the top path. Nice secures over to the side of Connoisseurs. Greedent not able to get it done here. As we look to the bottom path, we've got this Crustle looking to get online to level 4. It does not have the EXP share. It does have the scope lens, so it's looking to do some damage.
Sorayu pulling up. We got a little 3v2 action. Let's see how much pressure they can put on Snow. Obviously, Snow is Mew is their go-to character, and a Pokemon that they've done 90,000 damage with this tournament so far.
Wow, what an amazing combination. I mean, Mew, if it did not have Surf right there selected, it would be in so much trouble. Might have changed its moves just so it could get away from that situation. Great fight here for Nouns.
Yeah, they get a quality KO. Klaus forced to rotate quickly, but now this might be a little bit too much firepower for them to deal with. Cross sorting out the Snorlax quickly as Toonslim is Trick. Of course they are.
Of course they are, and we take a look at the top path. I love that we got the picture-in-picture of the grid, and they're like, I guess this guy wants to see this. Put in the picture-in-picture right there. Nice stuff from Connoisseurs, pushing forward. That Sylveon has been doing such incredible work for either of these teams. Bruv in a little bit of trouble.
Bruv, yeah, just trying to hold down this pad, and decent pressure and rotation by Connoisseurs to, you know, put them to the test. 55 to 54, obviously the score line balancing on a razor-thin margin, and Toon now getting bullied a little bit.
We got a question. Who do you think has been banned the most here in EU? Now, if it's all season, it feels like it could definitely be that Buzzwole, but Leafeon is another big contender.
Yeah, whichever one you pick, I'll pick the other one of those.
All right, I'll go with Greedent.
I'll go Duraludon.
Okay, we'll see what happens. I think I might be more right. I don't know. And we see Gotlu causing some havoc here in this central area for Connoisseurs. And it looks like we're going to see a Bullet Seed Greedent. It's Leafeon.
All right, we did it. You identified a Bullet Seed Greedent. Okay, we're doing things out here, Sprague.
Heck yeah, we are. We got Bullet Seed Greedent. Duraludon's not getting banned. Things are looking good.
Here comes Gotlu with the Bullet Seed. Trying to line up a couple shots. Gekko Kami taking all the seeds to the face, stuck in their teeth, in fact, get them a toothpick. But they make it back, and so does Nouns Esports.
Yeah, Nouns Esports pulling away from that fight. Bullet Seed recently received a buff. I didn't think it would be enough to make it competitive, but we're going to find out if Gotlu disagrees right now. The damage being put down on Regirock, getting ready for the secure. Overheat, ready to go. And again, when that is charged up near an objective, it is hard to stop.
It is hard to stop, and yet somehow it was by the Bullet Seed Greedent.
Isn't that crazy? The mean Greedent gets it done again.
Why not at this point? Klaus moving through, chucking all the berries because we're spitting seeds at him.
Beautiful stuff right there. You spit a lot of seeds all over me, buddy. I didn't know you had so many sunflower seeds in your mouth.
That's all I have in my pockets at all times.
That makes sense. Here we go. We've got 4 members of Nouns looking to possibly push here. We've got Trick Hoopa onto a bullet seed Greedent, just riddling them with those seeds. Another goes down. That's a double KO for Zorayu. Nouns is pushing this goal zone. Blissey, by the way, just alone in the top path.
Yeah, and now just caught out is the Eldegoss as they close the goal zone while they were fighting. Boosted Auto is going to hit Gotlu for just a fraction of HP. As Gotlu says, oh, you're Centralia? This is where I live now. I'm making camp here.
There's a lot of what Greedent does, right? They spend so much time annoying the enemy. Even if you're able to shut Greedent down, it's wasted so much of your time, taken so much of your experience, and just looked so dang good doing it.
Yeah, nice rotation here. Blaziken is here to battle with the Desu, forcing out the Unite move, but Bliss is right on top of Zorayu. They're looking for the back line. Half HP picked up and slammed down is the Blaziken. Now we're putting them on the side of Connoisseurs to try to get the knockout. Heavy slam comes through, but the War Rage is on. Toonslim gets solo. They get popped up, put down, and now Zorayu's getting chased. Buzzwole's got a KO streak of 2, but they want some more. Gotlu is ready to spit some seeds on anybody that's willing to step up. Connoisseur says, we'll let you off the hook this time.
Connoisseur's looking to get this Regieleki and kind of get a footing in this match, right? They're behind in a lot of ways, and they've had some weird situations. Wow, what a beautiful overheat. You really can't throw the damage onto that Regieleki when that's happening. I'm actually confused as to why they even threw that E-ball.
Well, look, Bruv popping the Rebel Rouser. Now they have a big shield, and they're fighting forward. 3 players down for Connoisseurs, and they escort this Regieleki in. Another big overcap opportunity, and Zorayu sitting with 40 in pocket.
Look at that right here. We got 4 left as Bruv is putting more points on the board here. He might not have his attack weight fully stacked up, but you know, when you've got that scope lens on Crustle, a fully stacked attack weight, an X-Scissor could be devastating.
This is another kind of statement that Nouns Esports is making, right? Before it was running roughshod and said, you know what, we can beat you with the meta picks, we can beat you with the slightly off meta picks, but let's beat you with the anti-meta picks. And Nouns Esports, that what another type of statement it makes if they win this game.
And here we go, another overheat ready to go and secured. Zorayu is so on point with this here today. Klaus in some trouble getting hit by that X-Scissor right there, having to run back and grab these berries from the side of Nouns. Stuck into the rock tomb, they go down.
2 players down for Connoisseurs. I feel like I've said that 100 times already just this game. I mean, this team, if you kind of look at it, it's a unique composition. It's not something we see, but they're making it work. They're playing to outs. They're setting up Zorayu. They're taking objectives. They're being a menace with Gotlu, getting in the back line. I mean, they're throwing, again, a lot of unique looks, and just because you're a top team doesn't mean you can't surprise people.
Yeah, it's just amazing stuff. It's a chaotic match. It's so difficult for Connoisseurs to deal with, and it's one of the best matches that we've had throughout this entire weekend. Crazy picks, and they are working. I can't wait for people to find out that Greedent's being played. If someone in your house is not watching this match, tell them to get in here because we've got a bullet seed Greedent in the grand finals. Dad, we got a bullet seed Greedent in the grand finals.
Nice little power nap, but that opens up an X-Scissor for Bruv on 2 players, and they eject button up and over. They put a wall down, but all those players were on the other side of it. Adesu tops off Bruv with a little bit of breakfast, and now Toonslim, Gotlu in here. Everybody shows up for the scrap. We're trapping them in. You're saying stuck in here with me. We're putting them in the locker room here, and we're beating them down. Pushing back through, though, Klaus is in the middle of 4 players, forcing out their Unite move. Again, Mew forced to use their Unite move. Snow on the retreat. Solar Beam comes through. Bruv is still standing. Toonslim bipping and bopping around, and now they're just looking for bodies. Can they actually get a KO, or are we just going to fight forever on just the sliverest of HPs?
Look at the HP recovery on this Crustle. Between Toon and Bruv just bouncing back and forth with Trick, getting insane amounts of HP recovery. Somehow Crustle never went down. It was targeted that entire fight.
Gek now wishing they had a little bit more of that Trick Hoopa to pull them out of danger. They throw up a block, but it doesn't matter what the boost was because the Rock Tomb traps them down and buries them real deep.
Regieleki walking in the top path for Nouns Esports. 2 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock. No one's going to bottom Reggie. Instead, Nouns is spending some time in the central area of Connoisseurs. Greedent being incredibly mean, almost ticking over to level 13 to get its 2nd plus move. Rayquaza hits the map, and everyone is in Connoisseur's central area.
They're just looking to go. Toonslim bips back through. Bruv is in the front. Solar Beam doesn't quite hit Bruv, but they're looking at Gek. In the middle, though, Sorayu is just trying to bait them in by tapping Rayquaza. We finally have a power nap on top of everybody, charging up the overheat, hitting on top of Gek. Is that Blaziken? Finally, Bruv goes down. Is this the tide turning? Dasu uses their Unite move. We have the rings unbound. They're trying to throw fists. Sorayu catches all the eggs. Can they actually leverage them? We're trying to find bodies. Is somebody actually going to go down? Klaus and the Buzz will both through. Sorayu keeps the train going. Lukita, are you the next one? No, they can't quite close the gap of flipping back the other way. Still 2 players down. KO Streak of 3. Doesn't matter. Snow gets stuffed out by the Greedon. The Bullet Seek gets it done. Gek is on respawn looking to jump, but in the middle is 2 players from Nouns.
Sure. I don't know what's going on here. Rayquaza is getting very low. We have the Blaziken near for the secure. Here comes the Bullet Seed. Here comes the overheat. Here comes the secure. And here comes one of the most impressive victories that I've seen this season. Nouns Esports with a crazy draft, with such an impressive match right here. They're looking to show you why they could be the champions in EU. What a magnificent display.
Oh, I mean, the fact that Sorayu was like, okay, we need you to play a real character, all right? And they picked Blaziken last. Secured everything, by the way. Those, you mentioned the overheats. Those were not missing. And it allowed the rest of the team to go be goons. Like, just be absolute troglodytes all over on the side of Connoisseurs. And this is the biggest no, sir, I've seen in a long time. Yikes.
Yeah, this is amazing for Nouns. Connoisseurs, I mean, I got to be honest, a bit of a demoralizing loss when you're playing what I think a lot of people would look at as kind of a troll composition from the side of Nouns.
Well, if this is a troll composition, they just drug Connoisseurs under the bridge and say, welcome home. This is where we were.
Incredible stuff from Nouns. What a match. What a draft. What a game number 2. What is Connoisseurs going to do? So we're going to see Trevenant, Crustle, Umbreon, big-time defenders banned out. Leafy on the final ban from Nouns. And we're going to see this first pick.
Snow going back to the Mew is obviously their comfort pick, but are we going with real options on this, air quotes, real options on the side of Nouns?
It looks like we've got something. I mean, Blastoise is pretty real if you ask me. And now we're looking for our second pick. I think stealing away Hoopa is extremely smart.
I agree completely. Even if they play it traditionally or with Trick, they obviously know how to use that move. We just watched it in spades last time. Lukita going to see what their pivot option is going to be. And Galaxy does have the opportunity to go Gyarados again if they'd like.
Yeah, we've got Gek looking to lock in that slow bro. I think it's a great call. They might be sussing out like, hey, maybe Nouns is bringing this Comfey situation back right now. Slow Beam, obviously an incredible counter. And then we have Blissey locked in. We've got Nouns Esports locking in possibly a couple more supports. It looks like we've got Ender here with us. Ender, how you doing, buddy?
Great. Those cowboy hats were looking good, too.
Oh, thank you very much. I didn't design them, but I did sort of create the idea. What do you think about that last game? I mean, absolutely insane.
Well, we just saw a Cinder get picked, so that's really exciting. But with the Hoopa, the thing I really want to focus on, that Hoopa bot lane kind of pseudo attacker with Trick double support is something I've been begging the pros to start playing ever since Trick got buffed. I think it's something that we're going to see in the meta going forward. If we don't see any balance changes, I expected to see it at World. So even though Nouns having a little bit of fun with it, I do think that the future of Pokemon Unite is going to have double support Hoopa in it. Right now, I'm excited to see this Cinderace.
I mean, of course. I mean, just more Pokemon that we don't often see. Yeah, Trick, it feels like it's a really solid moveset, especially after it was buffed. And then you just saw how long that Crustle was able to stay in the engagement through that Phantom Force healing. It was pretty incredible. Ender, we got an incredible game lined up right here. This might be Nouns taking down the Grand Finals. Thank you so much for popping in for this draft, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, great point by Ender. Of course, those Hoopa Trick buffs were terrific. I think that was the least goofy part of what they were doing in that game, it felt like.
Absolutely. As we're taking a look at this game right here, we've got the muscle band on Gotlu, which leads me to believe we're probably looking at a Surf Blastoise, right? Surf Hydro Pump. Sorayu on Lucario. We've seen this player on this power pick before, obviously. Lucario kind of that season 1, year 1 monster. Still around. Still a very good pick, but it feels like just under a lot of what's in the meta. And then, of course, we have Cinderace, which shockingly we saw yesterday, too.
Yeah, Cinderace is where our eyes are going to be. Is it going to be Pyro Ball like we saw yesterday, or are we going to go just kind of in the more mobility-based kind of feint attack type action there? But also, what's exciting, Bruv on Mime, and that's always fun.
Yeah, Bruv on Mime is always incredible. We've got Toon on Cinderace. Yeah, is it going to be Blaze Kick? Will we see Pyro Ball? What version of Cinder do we see, and can Cinderace get a win? Hey, if Greedent can do it, I think Cinderace can do it.
If it doesn't, then we know what Pokemon reigns supreme.
And here we go. Connoisseurs, your purple team. Nouns Esports, your orange team here in the grand finals. Nouns, one game away from being $10,000 richer and the champions here in EU. Connoisseurs needs to win 3 in a row, reset this bracket, and kind of do it all over again if they want to win their spots to Worlds. We have a Desu in the central area of Connoisseurs, just invading and causing problems.
A Desu on the instant invade, just putting pressure on Klaus. Wasn't quite successful in getting the buff, but oftentimes the buff is just kind of the icing on the cake. Really what you want to do here is waste time.
Yeah, you're wasting time, you're annoying everyone. In fact, the buffs had to go over to Blissey because it had the secure. So Klaus doesn't even get to have the buffs that he really needs. He will be able to get level 5 here pretty soon, but Adesu's also taken some experience. So he's walking top, not yet level 5. We have Sylveon, not yet level 4. Cinderace is somehow already here, ready to go.
Cinderace is taking everything left, and it's already level 6. So a Cinderace ahead that can stay ahead is actually a pretty solid spot to be in.
Yes, it is. This experience goes over to the side of Connoisseurs. They needed some of that right there, and they get it. Nice big Blaze Kick looking for a KO on a Desu. Mystical Fire, not able to pick it up yet. They could jump back in, and they decide not to. That is a mean-looking Cinderace. It's already level 6, so it's a few levels ahead.
Yeah, and you can actually see they're mirroring each other's pathing down as Klaus is a Combusken. They want to hit Blaziken quickly, at least for our eyes. Soreyu, power pick, they jump right in, no fear in the face of Slowbro and Mew.
Yeah, and, you know, Mime is just such an amazing pick for someone like Bruv. Bruv is just probably the best Mime to play Pokemon Unite, and you're going to get to see it here. Not a pick a lot of teams bring out, but when Bruv is on it, it looks incredible.
It really does. You know, Bruv, I think you make an argument for Tomato. They have a pretty sick Mime as well. But now, usually you actually see the both defenders sticking in the bottom path, but now it's Soreyu babysitting the Slowbro as all of Nouns Esports collapses on that Swablu and Altaria.
Take a look at that Cinderace, already level 8, trying to get level 9 here before one of these objectives pop up. They had the access to that extremely powerful Unite move from Cinderace. Recently buffed a little while back, so now it's not cancelable anymore, which makes it really strong and incredible secure tool for KOs or for wild Pokemon and objectives.
Bruv burning their eject button there, trying to get on top of Snow. Soreyu actually cutting off that boosted auto from Snow so that Bruv doesn't get knocked out, or at least has the potential to get knocked out by that. But Toon is so close to hitting level 9. Just a couple of these will help them get sorted out, and bang, they have their Unite moves, Spraggles.
Yes, they do. It looks like we had a bit of a skirmish in the top path as we have the Blaziken running down here to this bottom path. Cinderace is ready for this, and if you have a Cinderace near an objective, as they're making it down here, it can just rip it apart. However, we have Klaus coming to the bottom path. We have a big-time secure on the side of Connoisseurs.
Soreyu jumping right in again, eating that Electro Ball, and a nice hyperspace hole for the reset. Klaus is there for when everybody rolls back through. Toon hanging out, they're going to put damage on. First player down is on Nouns Esports, but we're on the backside. Regice is getting low, Solar Beam comes through, Nouns Esports has to pivot and get away. Klaus has an opportunity to seal this thing up, though, and Nouns just decides to go somewhere else.
Yeah, Nouns pulls back. They were looking to see if they could get it with Cinderace. They could not. They were zoned out of that pretty well there by Connoisseurs, who takes the first objective of the game.
Electro Ball back through a little bit, chasing down Adesu as we have the Mew Unite is out, and they're kind of just really going after each other here in the bottom path.
Yes, they are. They're looking for a fight. No one wants to overextend too hard because you'll just be caught, you know, by all this crazy damage on both sides. Blissey in a lot of trouble right here. Cinderace moving in with the Blaze Kick to pick it up. Going after the Slowbro right now, and no one from Connoisseurs is down here yet. Mew moving down to see if they can stop any of this. The Electro Ball does stop a score as some points go in from Nouns. Bruv able able to make a score happen, Toon having to run back.
Yeah, Toon really has to get out of there because those tracking abilities, if somebody isn't there to step in front of them, it can deal and buckle Toon Slim a Cinderace very quickly.
We can see in the top path, Blaziken made it top, was able to get a big-time secure. We do have Hoopa sending the team top with that hyperspace hole. No longer a trick Hoopa here as they're getting ready to defend this Regieleki push. And here comes the Blaziken and Bliss assistance.
Right into the middle, nice surf back to poach them and put them into the flux zone so Toon Slim can A-press them down. Blaziken does sort out Gatlu very quickly, and they take care of the goal zone. Now there's nobody standing in front of Toon Slim and the rest of the Connoisseurs, and they're able to lock down a big KO. Look at the levels.
Yeah, beautiful stuff here from Connoisseurs. They're really on top of this game right now. We had a strong start from Nouns, but you're seeing why we don't see as much Cinderace. We see a lot more Blaziken, as this Blaziken is taking over the game.
Yeah, take a deep breath, Nouns. Farm up a little bit. You do have wild Pokemon on your side of the map. They have a huge lead. Now it's 242 to 51, a complete swap from what we saw in the first game.
Yeah, it is. Desu actually able to make it out right here. The eject button not able to catch him. Klaus in a lot of trouble right here, eating a close combat. The focus span goes down. We had the power-up punch into the eject button, and they go down.
And Snow goes down somewhere in the bottom path here as well, as these teams are more than happy to scrap with each other because there's wild Pokemon everywhere for these teams to take, but they're electing to take the bodies.
Yeah, now we got Cinderace hitting level 11. Massive power spike for Blaze Kick at level 11. You've got this huge attack speed boost. It's like having X attack on a Blaze Kick, a move that already gives you repositioning, a move that already gives you a free critical hit on your opponents. Regirock going down the bottom path. Nouns wants nothing to do with it. They're making a siege on this top goal zone.
Yeah, so, that's secured by bottom. We saw the quick rotation, the quick up, and they're putting some points in. That goal zone is very low. So Rayu gets collapsed on by Galaxy. Gatlu there getting just Draining Kissed and Mystical fired in. Nice little egg bomb there. They're going to get the engagement. Sorayu darts through a wall, but they're going to get outflanked here as the rest of the team has to surf away, and Blaziken scoring bot.
Connoisseurs putting points in that bottom path here, 282 to 95. It seems like maybe some of these tricky plays from Nouns Esports have really run their course as Connoisseurs are right back in this thing. Massive Hydro Typhoon from the Blastoise catches 3. Cinderace goes down, though. This Sylveon is all over it.
Yeah, because they just be able to just close that gap and outrange it. Gatlu going to try and make a play for the team. They're waiting. Adesu as well puts a portal down, secured by Snow, and that's what a Mew does.
That's what a Mew does, what a Blaziken's been doing as well. Nouns Esports putting some points on 316-144, but they are definitely behind here. Cinderace powering up, but they have not been able to get much done in some of these fights, as this is going to start walking towards the home base of Nouns.
Yeah, exactly. Unlocking that goal zone can be a big deal here, especially because Connoisseurs already have the score lead.
Unfortunately for Connoisseurs, when you have a Cinderace right here, they're just able to rip this apart real quickly here. The secure on Cinderace, pretty dang solid with the Unite move, but ripping apart objectives, enemy teams. If you just let this thing A-press you for a little while, you're going down.
Yeah, the fact that 3 goal zones are gone, though, on the side of Nouns Esports, and they're only down 150, this could be a lot worse for them in this particular moment.
Absolutely. They could come back with a couple KOs, a couple clutch scores. They're looking to make a play here. They are not moving towards Rayquaza. I think they assume Connoisseurs is not going to take it. To be fair, Connoisseurs tournament life is on the line. I don't know if they want to, let that rest in the hands of just ripping Rayquaza as the points are raining in this top path. 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Klaus looking to catch him, and they catch one.
Oh, they go down.
Overheat.
Sylveon is down. Blaziken goes in. Bliss is right in the middle. Gatlu is low. This nice surf through the wall. 2 players down now for the Connoisseurs. Solar Beam comes through the Hydro Typhoon, kicks up 2. Snow has to retreat. Gek is low on HP, but they're going for the collapse. The surf into the corner of the wall. There's 3 players down for the Connoisseurs. And where is Toon Slim but ripping Rayquaza in the middle? Snow uses their Unite move. They take out Gatlu. They're moving around. They're rotating. Grub is low. Electro Ball puts them on the razor's edge of getting knocked out. Nice slow beam on top of Toon, but they're still standing. KO Striga 3. The rings are unbound, and it's just Adesu standing in the way. Connoisseur's going to make a play. Is Adesu going to be a hero? No. It is Snow for the Connoisseurs.
Connoisseurs able to take that down after a fight that was actually starting to go the way of Nouns Esports. Will not anymore. Connoisseurs back in these grand finals, taking a win off of Nouns. Nouns just trying to stop them from scoring, but the points are raining in. 100 in this bottom path. A minute 15 left. Tons of shields on the side of Connoisseurs. It's going to be almost impossible for Nouns to come back as Cinderace gets KO'd once again. Lucario KO'd a second time. Or Lucario KO'd for the double KO from the Mew, and now they're looking to score on this main goal zone.
Yeah, this Cinderace truly looked like the weakest link out here. It couldn't quite sustain itself, you know, as some of the other Pokemon can. So that being said, I wouldn't have called of the 3 games we watched, the 3 drafts that Nouns put together, that this would have been the game they would have lost, however.
Yeah, it might have looked like the other game, right? But to be fair, you know, we have Lucario, not a common pick right now. We have Cinderace, nobody's picking it, and you're seeing why in some of these moments here. Also, it did have incredible rip there. If they didn't have a slow beam on the side of Connoisseurs, that really could have gone the other way.
I agree, and you know, Gek hitting the right target, right? Like making sure Toon is exactly what they have to lock down, and it's not necessary to get the knockout, but to keep them from taking Rayquaza out from under them. And then, you know, tip the cap to Snow, who secured every objective as you'd anticipate a Mew to do. You know, something we see Lunder do all day, something that we now know Snow is incredibly good and capable of. So Connoisseurs taking this one and get themselves an opportunity to press forward in this event.
Yeah, Connoisseurs now have a little light at the end of this tunnel, right? It was looking pretty dark for them for a while, but they were able to take down Nouns here in game number 3. First pick on over to Nouns, and we want to see if they're going to show their hand right away or they're just going to pick something safe, and they do with Blastoise. Very safe first pick.
Yeah, keeps it open for Bruv to play Blastoise later, and unsurprisingly, Lukita going straight for the Hoopa, saying they've taken it from us so many times, I want to play it this game.
Obviously, Galaxy over here grabbing this Sylveon, which has been massive for them. Nouns with their next picks. It looks like they might be going back to this Lucario here. Let's see what they want to do. Bruv on the Crustle, Toonslim on the Espeon. This is a Pokemon that didn't get any changes, really. It just fell out of favor a little bit recently. I think it's because everyone's so excited about Sylveon.
Klaus feeling themselves after that game 3, wants to go back to the Blaziken strategy, and it looked good. Unsurprising, you know, they're going into things that they know, understand, and feel confident in. And Gek, I mean, nailing the right slow beam targets, what else could you ask for?
Yeah, I was wondering if, you know, they were going to take that just so they could make Sarayu not play Zoroark, and we're going to see if that is what ended up happening. They do. They lock in the Chandelure. They lock in the Eldegoss. Final pick over to the Connoisseurs. We could be seeing a Venusaur.
Yeah, Venusaur is hovered. We've seen all flavors of Venusaur today, and it does its job well. However, Delphox, we saw like a great Mystical Fire Delphox game yesterday. We've seen plenty of Fire Spin, Fire Blast as well.
Yeah, I'm kind of seeing how they're going to play this here. Sarayu with an odd item combination. I don't know if he's moving that around. He is, yeah. So Sarayu is going to be the one taking the Espeon here. Toon is going to be sitting on the Chandelure. We've got Bruv, who's going to be defending for Nouns Esports. Gotlu up in that top path. The side of Connoisseurs, we do have that Delphox. We don't know what kind of Delphox it's going to be. You really could play either version of it and get some pretty good value out of it, but Fire Spin is just gross.
Yeah, Fire Spin is incredibly annoying if you have enough firepower to go in. Like, for example, like setting up a Fire Spin into a Hyper Voice,
yes,
for the sake of an example here, can deal a ton of damage on some high HP targets. That Nouns has, of course, Blastoise and Crustle are my focus there. However, because Crustle is throwing walls all over the place, you know, being able to use the other kit, Mystical Fire, dodge around a little bit as the Delphox looks pretty good too.
It does. It looked really good in NA yesterday, so we'll see if that's something that they want to bring out. Klaus, once again, on the Blaziken, he is amazing on this Pokemon. It's a scary one for sure. That Sylveon, very, very scary. That Blaziken, very, very scary.
Yeah, and the fact that 2 key components that they had last game are back for them in this game, they've got to be feeling confident about that. And it's all about the bounce back. It's all about the bounce back.
It is. It is all about the bounce back for Connoisseurs. For Nouns, it's all about shutting this thing down right now. Nouns Esports, your purple team. Connoisseurs, your orange team, as we get ready for Game 4 of our grand finals.
Klaus quickly wrapping up, starting to clear, getting some support from Lukita because there was that invade just last game.
Yeah, there was an invade last game. We have Lukita doing a great job taking that red buff. A lot of teams opting for this play. Hoopa just so incredibly mean with this extra slow on its basic attacks here. As we do get to see Nouns moving up towards this top path, but they weren't able to make an aggressive enough push and get anything, even though, I mean, they had the Espeon there. They just weren't really in position to do anything.
Yeah, both Eevees online and just kind of staring at each other from across the way. Decent little look there. Now, down in the bottom path, we got to see what Toon can actually do in the face of Snow and Gek.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. You know, Chandelure and Delphox, they both take a little while to come online. We have Espeon making a sneaky play here, running down to the bottom path. They might not know it on the side of Connoisseurs, but they could be in some trouble. As we have the Flamethrower, we have a Rock Tomb, and we're looking to see if we can catch anything. Another Flamethrower. Every time they hit one of those, they get a reset on it, basically. Goes down to a 2-second cooldown. They're able to take a really good fight here, push them out completely, take all the experience.
That was really nice. Flamethrower at the pad, basic autos in the Swabluon Ontario. Flamethrower at the pad, basic. So they were just cutting it both ways and able to be incredibly efficient and zone out Connoisseurs.
And you know, with Rock Tomb right here, it's just so difficult to get away from this combination. And you can see it, Slowbro going down. Really nice play from Nouns as we head to our top path here.
Now we just need to get Gatlu to level 5, get him to War Turtle online evolved. Adesu hitting 4 is solid, so they've got their puffs ready to go. This Espeon is just always lurking.
Yeah, Espeon's doing some lurking while Klaus is doing some blaze kicking. They're looking to make something happen here. I gotta say, Trick Hoopa with Hyper Voice Sylveon, this is so incredibly mean. That thing is just gonna be able to chase anyone down. What a incredible combination on the side of Connoisseurs.
Yeah, and really, it's unconventional unless you're Ender, you know, and you kind of have the soul read on the situation. But we can see if Nouns can adjust. Was game 1 a fluke when they were going against the Trick Hoopa, or do they actually have it solved and they can mitigate what it facilitates?
Yeah, we're going to find out here very soon. Overheat looking for the secure. Looking to KO Gatlu here. Only level 6 as this Blaziken is looking to tick over to level 8. Yeah, they're going to get everything they want right here. They get their experience. They take it all away from the side of Nouns.
Couldn't even contest. You saw kind of Gatlu step up and then immediately go, oh, wait, no. I can't do this. And they peel back. But how much value could have Nouns gotten in the basement? That's my question. Basement Reggie is about to hit. Trapped on the Rock Tomb. Flamethrower resets is there. We've got the Imprison out, but the Fire Spin is chasing Toon Slim. Adesu immediately puts a puff back on them, but we're trapped in the Delphox. They have to eject out. Snow throws just an absolute Fire Spin back together. We're going to the surf. Espeon Ignite pops. Regice is there, secured by Nouns. We're going back, and now we're putting pressure. They were able to get a quality KO, not looking to push the pad yet.
Yeah, Nouns making a great play there. You know, Toon basically using his Unite move as an escape tool, you know, shrouding the enemy team in darkness. They don't exactly know how they're going to play this, and then using your Unite through the Reggie to not only rip through the objective, but deal damage to Connoisseurs. Great spacing there, too, from Nouns. Really nice stuff as they're able to get that bottom objective. Top, however, could be going the other way. Lukita in some trouble. Lukita goes down. Regieleki being ripped apart here by Connoisseurs. However, multiple players are being pushed out. We have Chandelure running to the top path, but it looks like they're going to be a little late for it. Here comes the overheat. No, they are not. They get it with the Flamethrower.
Yeah, that was a nice little bait and switch by Sorayu, kind of looking at him to make the secure, but instead he pivots and focuses on Connoisseurs, lets the Flamethrower rip through the Regieleki, and now that thing hits, and Nouns Esports can extend this lead.
Yeah, and we've got the opportunity to get a really nice score here. We've got some points on Blastoise that they can put into this goal, and it won't go down right away. Now that has changed, so they're going to have to use 40 into this goal zone right here, and they do. 152-0 for the side of Nouns.
Bruv, again, facing down 3 players in the bottom path, using their Rebel Rouser, and they kind of poach Klaus. They X-Scissor them through. As can Nouns Esports pull up as the Rock Tomb has trapped them? Can they get another great X-Scissor into the Surf combination? And Bruv takes care of the Boogeyman on the side of Connoisseurs.
Beautiful Unite move from Sorayu as well. Catches 3 as they push onto this goal zone right here. Nice Delphox Unite to stop these scores for a moment. We do have Reggie Reggie spawning in this bottom path. The X-Scissor immediately catching Sylveon as so much priority is put on taking that Pokemon down. Nouns is able to make it happen, but Klaus is back in this bottom path as we have a fight ready to break out over this bottom Reggie.
The back line Hydro Typhoon by Gotlu to give the time they needed to just absolutely fold Galaxy Girl was awesome. Now Regice is at half. Bruv is looking for an X-Scissor target, and that is Gek taking a ton of damage. But Klaus immediately engages in the back line. Soreyu's in a lot of trouble. But we have another Shandy Unite that burns down the bird. I mean, you like hot chicken. Welcome to Nashville, because that's what Nouns Esports is doing.
That's right. Nouns Esports now looking for their secure. Not able to make it happen, however. Goes over to the side of Connoisseurs. The Hoopa turns that one around for him after a beautiful play from Nouns. Connoisseurs able to finally take that objective here. The Flamethrower just continuing to level damage onto the side of Connoisseurs, but not able to pick up any KOs.
Connoisseurs settling back out, seeing that there's another objective that has hit the map. Klaus taking every ounce of farm that they can on their way up. Meanwhile, though, Gotlu has been doing the same. Wasn't present in the bottom path, but now they're already level 11.
That's right. Gotlu really being the tortoise in this tortoise and hare situation. Slow and steady, just gaining its experience, even though it's not in some of these fights. Beautiful X-Scissor into the Flamethrower, into the Imprison, trying to make something happen here. But no, they end up backing out of this engagement. Soreyu top. We do have Sylveon versus Espeon in the top path right here. Unite move from the Espeon as they're both fighting over this Regieleki, but they have to peel away.
Oh, nice Hyper Voice, able to get the KO on Espeon here. Lukita presses forward. Gotlu is looking for this Galaxy E-Girl as the rip has kind of started with Klaus. They eject button, Surf, pin him against the wall. Hydro Typhoon kicks all three players up. And can they get the KO on Galaxy? They can with the Hydro Pump. Surf back through to disrupt the action here. Regieleki is there and another secure for Toon.
Big time stuff here for Nouns as this Regieleki is walking towards a tier 2. Left side team has a lead. Yeah, they do 192-0 right now in our grand finals. Nouns Esports looking to win this thing. Delphox looking to use a Unite move because they really have that Unite move every couple seconds right here.
Really
just trying to push them away. Soreyu in some trouble. Caught right there. Soreyu does go down. A little bit of a timer, but they will be back in time for Rayquaza as we have a Reggie spawning in the bottom path once more with this goal zone up.
Nice move by Toon to use actually the Swablu as a distraction onto the Fire Spin so they wouldn't get hit by it, using their environment to their advantage. Another Reggie has hit the map. It is a Regice. Klaus goes straight forward. We are fighting and we're scrapping. The Rock Tomb is up. Gek is forward surfing through a bunch. Regice is at half. Fire Spin on Gotlu, but they surf out of the way so they don't get caught. Regice still getting low. Toon's going to try and line up a Flamethrower, and it's secured by the Overheat. Now we have 5 seconds till right, and these teams keep scrapping. Nice X-Scissor catches 3. Fire Blast through the middle. Rubble Rouser in the middle. We got a big stun because of the Rubble Rouser. We're trying to jump on top of the team, but look at Galaxy E-Girl. She's in the middle. They're going to fight down here, but can they get this? The rip on. Gotlu pivots to the center, and Blaziken's ripping through. Finally, Galaxy E-Girl peels back, and Connoisseurs is still going on top of Toon, forcing the Unite move, jumping that, surfing for the spacing. Espeon catches them. Their move is locked for the Imprison, and they're knocked out. Klaus goes into the back line. They're trying to collapse on Toon, but they're gone. 2 players out for Connoisseurs as they're trying to get on top of Bruv. Lukita pops their Unite move, but they are looking for a way to win.
They're looking for a way to get something done right here as Blastoise is respawning. 2 down on the side of Connoisseurs. The slow beam already used and it wasn't able to pick up the KO. They're behind 254-0. They have to make a play. It could be that Sylveon was trying to rip. It could be that they were trying to pull Nouns in. Either way, it hasn't worked yet, and they need something. They need a prayer right here, or they're not going to Worlds, and Nouns will be your champions. 1 minute left. Lukita caught. Huge surf, and Lukita could be going down.
They've used the Phantom Force. Hydro Typhoon doesn't catch anybody. Lukita comes back through, just gets snuffed out by Soreyu. Klaus is getting X-Scissor pinned against the wall. Fire Spin is there to try and give us cover fire, but they eject back the other way. Gekakami's in the front line. The fanciful fireworks are out, but Gek finally gets on top of this bottom half of the Nouns Esports team. The Surfs are looking good. It's 3 players down now. Connoisseurs has an opportunity to get them damage in. They need to burn down this Rayquaza Spraggles. Klaus is there. Snow is there. We're scrambling for the back half. Hoopa's looking to cover. 25 seconds left. Ray is going to go down, and they have to get these points in.
Ray is going down. Connoisseurs has points. We have 50 points going into the top path as well. That's 100 in the bottom, 100 in the top. Here's another 100 looking to be scored right now, but Nouns has scored 354. We've got another 100 points right here. Massive X's, and they're going to see if they can do anything. Hoopa Unite move. Delphox is able to score. Right now they're pushing forward. We have the Unite move from the Chandelure trying to stop them.
There's the 14 points that went in by Adesu, plus 34 there at the very last minute with a great use of the Unite move out of Lukita. Where do we end up? 376 and 368. We press on, my friend.
We could be looking at a possibility of bringing out Comfey. Obviously, one of the Pokemon you're really worried about if you're playing Zoroark, Comfey, or Comfey anything is that Slowbro, because Slow Beam essentially shuts down 2 Pokemon in the final fight. We're going to see what they want to do here. Obviously, Gek and Lukita. We've got the Mew. Unsurprising. Snow's Mew is incredible. And I don't think they want to lose this Hoopa either. They're going to go ahead and take it. Oh, no, they're not. They might switch it over to Blastoise.
Wow, okay. Gek going to lock in Blastoise, and if they're the ones that truly on it, obviously that's going to be a true defensive Blastoise here. So Nouns has an opportunity to shake it up. And Connoisseurs almost feel like, I kind of feel like they're playing a game now. Like they're trying to set up Nouns to fail, putting them on the Sylveon and Crustle, and now they can get the Hoopa anyway, Spraggles.
They can get the Hoopa anyway, but they did lose one of their most powerful picks, and that is Sylveon. Sylveon has just been insane for Galaxy, so we're going to see what they are able to do without it. Blaziken, a great option. They can pick it here, but, you know, they've kind of already got the Pokemon taken on the side of Nouns. It's probably going to be Gotlu with that Leafeon. And here we have it. They've been setting it up. We possibly could see the Zoroark Comfey, and we do.
Back to Game 1 action. Sarayu and Adesu. This is a moment where they're saying, Sarayu, we are facilitating you to carry the game. You're going to draw all their attention all around the map, and Gotlu's got to just play a good Leafeon.
I want to see what Galaxy wants to get for their final pick right here. It is going to be Wigglytuff, so I have to wonder how they want to play this here, where they want to put it, and if they see this as more of a support or That's kind of what I thought was going to happen. So it's kind of filling that tank role, and then we've got the Blastoise kind of getting some damage here.
So, Connoisseurs, tournament life on the line for this game. We wanted something unique, and they go gutter pick Wigglytuff. Let's get to work.
Yeah, I mean, Wiggly could be a very strong pick, especially when you don't have an Umbreon on the other side, already banned out by Nouns Esports, so they have that massive team-wide shield and an immunity to any of the stuns that you could get from Bruv in that moment before that shield is broken. Could be huge for some of these big fights, especially this Rayquaza fight. And these have been extended brawls between these two teams at Rayquaza. A difference maker could be a team-wide shield. Take that advantage, pick up a couple of KOs, and take another Ray down.
And don't forget how obnoxious Cute Charm is.
Oh, it's so good. It's one of the meanest passives in the entire game, yes.
And especially if like Gotlu engages, goes in, maybe gets a knockout, but is low on HP, is ready to dart back out because of the great mobility that it has, that Leafeon has, and all of a sudden you get Cute Charm back in, and it's just like, Wiggly
turn right around and get some damage done to you here. We'll see what Wiggly's able to do here in our final game of this series of our grand finals. Nouns Esports, your purple team. Connoisseurs, your orange team. Connoisseurs have a lot on the line right now. I mean, both of these teams do, but Nouns has an entire bracket reset to give. If Nouns wins this, they're your champion. Connoisseurs wins this, we have a bracket reset, something that EU is famous for, and Connoisseurs has the ability to become your EU champions by beating Nouns once more in a new best of 5.
2 teams in the grand finals. 3 teams with their season on the line. Don't forget, Tally Bobo is completely eliminated if Connoisseurs wins this game and then a bracket reset. So there's a lot hanging in the balance, to your point.
Can you imagine being on Tally Bobo and watching Nouns Esports pick Greedent?
Cinder, you know, and then when they do have a more traditional straight-up draft, they lose.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to be sweating, for sure.
I think I would just look away. I would have someone text me when it was done. Let me know what they ended up doing. Don't tell me the picks. Just tell me how it worked out. as we see them move in right here. Wiggly with the seeing, Gatlu in trouble. Gatlu goes down. Connoisseurs pushing forward. Bruv does pick a KO up on the Wiggly. However, Klaus KO right back. Points right in.
And then Klaus is going to be able to get 4 cheeky stacks right there for themselves, as Galaxy is just feeling good in the top.
Yeah, Galaxy's doing okay in this top path here. Sorayu looking to see if they can put some pressure on, steal some of these wild Pokemon for sure. Looking to get this secure. It looks like it might have went over to the side of Connoisseurs.
Now, we are seeing the Trick Hoopa yet again. So the mobility is going to be incredibly important. And one thing that Trick Hoopa really does mitigate is the value and efficacy of the Crustle Walls.
Yeah, it definitely does. It also kind of shuts down the executes as easily on Zoroark, right? It just gives that extra buffer to make sure that it's not able to finish out and pick up a KO. We see Sorayu possibly looking for a score here in this top path. Going to try to take some wild Pokemon if they can, put some damage onto Galaxy and see if they can score. However, in the bottom path, Klaus looking to get something done. Big time overheat misses there. The Sing comes through. They're looking to see if they can get anything. One thing they're getting for sure is Nouns Esports push off of this goal.
Yeah, Galu actually getting hungry for a KO, but still can't secure it on Gek. Meanwhile, Snow certainly secures one on Galu. Sorayu there just in time to take out Klaus, and now Nouns Esports is starting to get some knockouts for themselves. Toon Slim going in, but Sorayu is the real engagement tool here. Foul playing all over the place, and poor Hoopa goes down.
Poor Hoopa goes down. This goal zone goes down. Reggie getting ready to be started here by Nouns, 117 to 99. Blastoise has evolved in this top path. We have Gek looking to see if he can be a little bit of a spoiler here, run in with a Sing and a Dazzling Gleam and get a secure. He's looking for it, not able to make it happen.
Yeah, just a little too late there. I mean, the Rock Tomb was at least well timed by Bruv to make sure that delay was just long enough, so it couldn't even really be contested in true fashion. Meanwhile, Gatlu is just hanging out, goes through, uses the two-step, pulls the Leafs back in, but they get just absolutely rinsed instantly between the Fire Chicken and the Water Turtle.
Sorayu in this top path looking to make something happen. The slow smoke doesn't seem to help much. Just going to have to run the Comfey Unite move. We have Regieleki knocking on the door of this tier 1 goal zone. Here comes Bruv, the Crustle with the Rock Tomb. Big time X Scissor. Nice combination here from Nouns, and they are able to stem the tide.
Adesu jumps on top of Gatlu instantly. Bruv is there to just space out, as now they want to deal with this Regieleki that's just sitting on the doorstep.
Yeah, Regieleki goes down. Great defense there from Nouns. Obviously, they don't want to get behind in score in this match. So many matches today have come down to Rayquaza not being taken. You know, teams just fighting well around Ray, so you want to have that score advantage. Wiggly moving in with a little Sing right there. A little bit of a surf, a ton of stuns on the side of Connoisseurs, but they're not able to pick up any KOs.
You can really see what Wigglytuff is bringing to this composition. They're just being able to chain CC on some of these mobile, high damage targets like Sorayu on this Zoroark and like Gatlu on Leafeon.
Yeah, it is frustrating to play into, for sure. We're going to have to see how much value it has as the game moves on. It has unlocked its Unite move, which could be huge. This might be a nice moment here for Nouns. It is big-time score right there, as they're able to put in 40 points, 20 on both the Zoroark and the Comfey.
A very efficient collapse there. Solar Beam takes a big chunk of damage out of Toon's HP bar, and now Bruv just flips around in X Scissors, and this is just a sacrificial move by Bruv to make sure that Toon can get out safely. 40
more points in the top path as Gatlu picks up a KO. Blastoise going down. Klaus ready to rip this thing apart. If they're around an objective, they've got overheat. They are looking for a secure, and that is what they are doing. Regice goes down to the side of Connoisseurs.
Yeah, Sorayu looking to jump into the backline and chain a bunch of these attacks in. Bruv can't close anybody off. Toon Slim right on top of Klaus, who gets into the backline. We're rebel rousing, and we have a nice little slow smoke out. But the Wigglytuff is playing forward. They've popped their Unite move as well, and we're just trying to keep this battle going. Gatlu shows up with a Razor Leaf. Can they actually get a KO? Their HP bar is low. Their HP bar is gone. Meanwhile, Gekka's trying to score. Sorayu's trying to prevent everything they can. Solar Beam out of Snow, who's in the safe range here. Bruv dusted. This goal zone is getting worked on. We actually use Toon Slim, gets their Unite to get into the mix. They pick up a Adesu, and now they're going to see if they can stem this tide. They can't.
Look at them. I mean, honestly, it feels like Wigglytuff has been proven to be an amazing counter for what Nouns is throwing. EU region out of 4 broadcast events in 2024. 3 have entered bracket resets so far. Will this be the 4th? Well, we can't find out from our stats team just yet because we got another 3.5 minutes or so before that's decided. But EU loves a bracket reset.
Supplementary to that, every team that has reset the bracket out of losers has won the event. So it's another thing to keep an eye on.
Hoopa with the Unite move, sending the team to the bottom path and then basing so it can defend in the top path here, letting Connoisseurs put some points in now. They're up 268-216. Connoisseurs very much in this game. I love the plays they brought out. It does feel like Wiggly's been an incredible counter, and we see it once again.
What a great play by Keck to do the half, like the short hop into the middle to land right on top of Soreyu's head for another instance of CC stun. And of course, Soreyu is sent scrambling.
It's just really amazing to see Wiggly used as such a strong counter to the Zoroark Comfey strategy, a strategy that so many teams have had a difficult time dealing with. They said, you're going to take our slow bro, but we actually have another plan, something in our back pocket right here, and it's the toughest one of all, the Wiggly tough, as both teams get ready for this fight here in the bottom path. 2 minutes, 40 seconds. Klaus caught in a big way and goes down early.
Great catch by Bruv, X-scissoring Klaus back into the team. Toonslim takes a ton of damage and eventually goes down. We're singing on top of Bruv. They've got a couple music notes on their head. The register is getting worked on, and Gek is just the one sitting in the pocket. Secured by Adesu. X-scissored through is Gek. And now Connoisseurs has to get back. Yeah,
Connoisseurs has to pull back here, but they've been scoring all the while in the top path, putting more points in. They are now up 216-302. Nouns is going to need to make a play here. They are the team that is behind, but by less than 100. They have a Leafeon, and Zoroark, honestly. Both great opportunities for a back half in this moment. Here comes the Hydro Typhoon, though.
Kicks up 3, Comfey Unite is out. Toonslim uses their Unite to engage their way into the back line. Everybody is sitting there on the Connoisseurs waiting for them. Now Gatlu's up ahead. They're trying to make a play. They 2-step on top of Klaus, but they're still standing. They get put to sleep, and now Gatlu has to retreat. Rubble rousing, X-Scissor through, and now the Wigglytuff Unite is popped. The Starlight Recital. Back into the middle is Soreyu trying to make a play for the team. They pop their Unite move, and they do get one. Gek is down. Surf back through on the backside. Spacing is Eagle. Adesu is going to get caught in that BOGO deal. KO streak of 2 for Snow. Now Z-Sports is looking in the middle. Klaus is starting the rip. Bruv can't contest. Gatlu takes a ton of damage off the Electro Ball. Surfing straight at them is Galaxy. Popping Unite move is Lokita. Rayquaza getting chipped and worked on now. Snow's looking for a next target. Light screen goes down to keep Toonslim from collapsing on them. Rayquaza's on the Razor's edge. Bruv HD is looking for a play in the middle. Here comes Gatlu, taken by Galaxy. Connoisseurs looking to reset.
Connoisseurs now looking to dash and score as much as they can. They are already up 216-302. The points continue to rain in. 316 now. Nouns has scored to 376. Can they break any more of these shields? What do they have on that Blastoise? We're going to find out very soon as Blastoise is looking to score 76 more points. 45 seconds left. And we could be seeing a bracket reset as this Blaziken is continuing to fight with Blastoise on this main goal zone of Nouns. Nouns is behind. They're running out of time. Connoisseurs is doing what EU does best, resetting a bracket in the grand finals. Connoisseurs, their tournament life, their chances at Worlds, still alive as we head into a reset.
Man, did they make that counter pick matter. Gek on a Season 2 cornerstone, Wigglytuff with the Sing, locking down CC chains, and it was well done between Galaxy and Gek. Let's go to another bracket, dog.
Here we go. EU is known for this. What a huge, huge moment for Connoisseurs. An opportunity to actually become the EU champions. Nouns on the back foot right now.
This is incredibly stressful, incredibly long. Like you said, they're, imagine being Talibobo watching Nouns Esports lock in Cinderace. But they're going back to the same well over and over again. This is what Inder was talking about. When you have so many games to give, you get a little complacent in the risks you're taking. Meanwhile, Connoisseurs is going all over the place.
Yeah, we're going to see what they want to bring out here. They lock in this Blastoise early. They go with Blissey, and they go with Crustle. On the side of Connoisseurs, we could see some really interesting stuff. One thing for sure, Klaus on Blaziken is a recipe for disaster for Nouns. It's been so good.
Well, we'll see how Nouns wraps this up. I mean, I feel like this is Groundhog's Day again, as you know, Nouns Esports is just kind of taking the same stuff in the face of what Connoisseurs clearly wants to do. I'm not convinced that being on the purple side for Nouns Esports right now is what they want to be doing.
We're going to find out as these picks are getting ready. Venusaur earlier. We saw this look from Nouns earlier, and the Venusaur looked incredible on Toon. Soreyu on Sylveon. This has just been a power Pokemon all day. And then finally, last pick here for Connoisseurs. Feels like the Delphox is a great choice, but we have seen some good play from Chandelure. I kind of like the Fire Spin a little better, but we're going to see what they want to do as they do lock in the candle.
Okay, so, you know, Connoisseurs having this gutter pick has been a way that they've gotten a lot of value. However, Connoisseurs has predictably taken this Hoopa in the first two, so force them into a position to first pick something a little bit more stressful, I suppose, and ask them different questions. Because Nouns right now is not developing their strategy. But that's what's fun about Bracket Reset Best of Fives is now we're in like sub-game of a sub-game of how these teams are looking to play. Strategies internally just to this ecosystem are developing. And I think right now Connoisseurs is getting the edge.
Yeah, I want to point out a couple of cool item choices I see. We've got Buddy Barriers on Crustle and Blissey. Massive HP pools that they're going to try to give to their squishier Pokemon in some of these big fights. We also have a Curse item on this Venusaur, and I'm guessing with Curse item and a Rapid Fire Scarf, we're looking at Petal Dance. So they're looking to engage a lot with their opponents, hit them with a lot of Giga Drains, sustain themselves throughout these fights, and constantly apply that Curse to your opponents, decreasing their healing factor.
I actually think they're kind of eyeing up this Giga Drain Petal Dance because the Delphox was not selected. Because that is a lot tougher when you're dealing with fire spins through the middle and you're trying to like hit multiple targets with a Giga Drain.
Here we go. Game one of our bracket reset here in our grand finals is starting. Nouns Esports, your purple team. Connoisseurs, your orange team. Their chances of going to Worlds just got a lot better because they reset the bracket against Nouns.
Gatlu into the middle. Again, this unique clear that Nouns Esports has been doing ad nauseum. It's been working for them, at least in the early stages of the game. Connoisseurs, however, doing the same thing. Their rinse and repeat central clear to make sure that they can get Klaus online.
Here we go up into the top path here. We have Toon level 4 right now as we see the Sylveon running up to put some pressure on. We're not sure what kind of Sylvie we have. It is the Mystical Fire. They're going to be looking to chase down the side of Connoisseurs. In the bottom path, we have Leafeon also for Nouns Esports.
Quickly going to try and make an impact is that Eevee. Gatlu Gatlu not on the Leafeon this time, though.
No, Gatlu not on the Leafeon, even though his Leafeon's been looking really clean. Soreyu, you know, the speedster Connoisseur on the side of Nouns is picking up that Leafeon, and they've been amazing on it. Someone who's also been amazing, Klaus on Blaziken. Just incredibly good. Massive Blaze kick right there. Pulled Toon Slim through.
Got almost everything there, did Klaus. Now immediately catches the trick so they can scamper around just a little faster. And nobody on Connoisseurs goes down despite Klaus taking a heavy bit of damage.
Yeah, Klaus took a good amount of damage. We had Toon take a good amount of damage on the side of Nouns as well. But everyone just playing so well in these fights. No one ends up going down right here. Slowbro in a little bit of trouble here. Soreyu is looking to move in. No, not able to make it happen. The eject button saved it.
But at least secured some wild Pokemon that resides on the side of Connoisseurs, getting a little bit more experience for themselves in that way. Another big Solar Blade, Bruv catching all the smoke from the Connoisseurs to make sure that Soreyu can make it out.
EU region, orange side only has a 39.1% win rate this year. They're all about that purple side. I guess you're right, Doomsnacks.
Well, we'll see, because Connoisseurs has been living on this orange side and they've been winning games.
In this bottom path now, we have this Chandelure, only level 5, shut down a little bit. You know, the component on the other side, the Leafeon, already level 7. Obviously, this thing takes a little while to get online. It's one of the tough things about Chandelure. Other Pokemon like it, Gardevoir, Delphox, they need a lot of experience to actually get online, unlike some of these Eevees.
Galaxy sitting there with Lukita. They take a trick, but we're going to be able to set up a nice little flank here. Lukita taking a bunch of damage as Gatlu decides to just switch focus and see what they can do. Toonslim, though, online, level 7. They are Giga draining. They are pedal dancing.
That's right. They are heading to the pedal dance. They're not alone. They're bringing the rest of Nouns with them, as it looks like we're going to have Venusaur staying in this top path, maybe a lot more similar to my dances than I expected, as everyone's getting ready in the bottom path for Reggie. We don't yet have a Chandelure. We do have a lot of damage being put down on Registeel already, and here comes Blaziken.
Oh, nice Rock Tomb to space Klaus out to really delay what could have been a nice engagement. We're building the living room around this team, and now it's caught in the living room is nothing but Nouns Esports, secured quickly by Adesu, and they're leveraging that to take some knockouts. Klaus is on the backside, Klaus is on the backside and put down.
I gotta say, that was beautiful from Nouns. Just every piece of that there, the Rock Tomb, letting them in, the overheat when it was too early, peeling off the objective and fighting Connoisseurs instead. Amazing stuff from Nouns. This is the kind of play that gets them into the grand finals and the kind of play that can make them world champions. They need to shut down that Blaziken for sure.
Gek able to stare down a couple players, and yes, they did get points in, but the goal zone still stands. Now, Connoisseurs needs to pivot. This scoreline actually 30-30.
Yeah. The scoreline incredibly close here, so close that it is dead even. However, the objective going over to Nouns Esports, level-wise, things look slightly better for Nouns as well. They don't look too good for Toon right now, as it's going to need a Bliss assistance, but Sorayu coming on in with the Solar Blade.
Make it 2 Solar Blades, make it 2 knockouts, every single one securing someone, and now this score lead is definitely going to start changing. 40 banger goes in, and now Toonslim's looking to close this thing out with a plus 22.
Top goal zone gone, which means they can send this Regieleki towards the side of Connoisseurs. They have unlocked some experience for Connoisseurs, but they've also put them behind on score, giving them a positional disadvantage on this map, and they are going to continue to move forward with it. Toon, with the pedal dance, looking for any experience he can find in this top path.
Klaus getting beat down by Bruv in the living room. The Poltergeist can't quite slow that Crustle down enough, and X-Scissor is just on top to sort out that Blaziken. Maybe the Blaziken being held down more this game than we've seen in the previous ones.
Nice slow beam in the top path, actually shutting down that Venusaur as we're watching this fight break out in the bottom path, and actually everyone's just going to peel away. There's a lot of experience on the side of Nouns. They would definitely like to pick that up. Regieleki just being fully pushed out here by Connoisseurs as they're looking to make a siege on this tier 1 goal zone, even things up a little bit.
Gatlu is there, quickly rotating his Toon. Now the pedal dance gets to work here as the Poltergeist is in the middle, but they are seeing some prime targets. Hoopa Unbound brings everybody into the bottom path, so let's see if Nouns Esports, how they can react to this. Toon is on the chase. Regice is already low. Straight surfing in, going for the secure KO on the Blastoise, but it's still Klaus that secures in the face of all of the chaos that was developing on that Reggie. Finally, Toon goes down. They show up just to get absolutely sent home, and Bruv is KO'd as well. Now, trying to make it back is Sorayu. They're able to dart through this goal zone, but Klaus is on the chase. Adesu's got their eyes on them. Bliss assistance just in time. Snow, though, knows what their target is, and they get 2-stepped, but is the candle actually gone? Of course they are. They're out of dodge because of the trick Hoopa. And, of course, Nouns Esports is wondering, we just had a great flank. What happened to our opportunity?
Yeah, Nouns, I mean, what a beautiful play from Connoisseurs. Obviously, they know that Hoopa has the Unite move. Nouns knows this as well, but with so much pressure being put on that tier 1 goal zone, they had to commit resources to it. Venusaur was up there, and they had to have multiple members of Nouns not at this bottom objective. Gave an easy secure over to Connoisseurs.
I mean, and through all of this, Toon still managing to be level 12 at 3 minutes, and, you know, matching Klaus on the other side. Galaxy Egro working through. They're going to Hydro Typhoon to get the space charged up overheat, and a beautiful secure. That is working together, my friend. Surfed into the wall, put down immediately is the Venusaur. Galaxy's playing forward, but it's Klaus that's putting all the damage in. Forced to grab a berry is Gatlu, but now they're trying to mystical fire a target, but they're saying, look at the real fire type. It's me, baby. It's Blaziken. And we're watching this Regieleki hit, and they're waiting to put an overcap in.
Yeah, they're waiting to put this score in right here. Obviously, this is going to provide a ton of of experience for Connoisseurs, right? It's going to take them over to level 13. It's going to almost even this score line up. 2 tier 1 goal zones open for both teams. Connoisseur very much back in this game. Nice little KO there on the Slowbro. Unite move from the Chandelure in an interesting position, right? We're going to see what they can make happen because of it. Not going to have that for Rayquaza.
No, however, it did get the space that Connoisseurs need to really take the advantage of this Regice. Bruv is finding their way into the backline, actually looking at Snow. Regice is abandoned, though, because Rayquaza hits the map in 5.
Yeah, Rayquaza almost here. Our first Rayquaza of our reset. And if Klaus is around while that thing is low, it is going to be hard for Nouns to stop it. They just can't seem to shut down this Blaziken.
In the position of Connoisseurs, they're seeing exactly what they've got going on with a little bit of coverage on that tier 1 bot. However, the Sylveon Gatlu is getting collapsed on. We're watching the HP pool get chipped away at, but now that Connoisseurs is given away where they are, is this the engagement that they want? We are going straight into the middle. The huge engagement, Blitz assistance, but Venusaur is down. The rings are unbound and the big stuns are happening. 2 players on Nouns are immediately eviscerated. We're trying to put some Solar Blades in, but Gecko Kami's too big. They get surfed back and X-Scissored by Bruv. 2 down on each side. Galaxy E-Girl is low as well, but now Bruv needs to pick a target, and they're X-Scissoring the Hoopa. KO Streak a 2 for Sorayu, 3 players down for Connoisseurs. Is this the scramble to score? Bruv is making it so. Gatlu is there for the coverage. Lukita is trying to suss out what they can do, but there's just too many angles to cover.
There's too many angles to cover, too many goal zones to cover. Points going top and bottom, 362 to 130. Nouns right now needs to protect their lead, and Gek is in so much trouble right here, eating a massive Unite move, eating some egg bombs from the Blissey as they're trying to take it down, but no, it does not go down. Trick able to pull it out there. Huge X-Scissor into a Rock Tomb as they're pushing them back here. Connoisseurs in a lot of trouble, eating a Solar Blade. Klaus doing everything they can to stay up. The Trick Hoopa trying to make that happen, but Nouns is in control.
Nouns is in control, and they're bullying out Connoisseurs. They're forcing resets out of Klaus, the Blaziken, and that's really a key tool they need to get in the middle quickly. But now there's less time. A knockout on Snow is not good. Nouns Esports just need to run down this clock.
Nouns is trying to run this clock down, and they're trying to score at the same time. Meanwhile, in the central area, we have Rayquaza being ripped apart here by Connoisseurs. There's only 10 seconds left on the clock, and it still hasn't gone down. There's not enough time. There's not enough points. Nouns stopped them here at Rayquaza. Nouns taking game number 1.
What a great team fight by Nouns. It was really tit for tat, right? 2 players down on each side, but it was Sorayu able to step up, find that crucial 3rd player, get that knockout. The Blastoise Galaxy went down as well, and it opened up the opportunity for them to split score. We're starting to develop into that sub-game that I was talking about.
Yeah, this is really interesting because that Hoopa has been a real problem. Leafeon, of course, banned from the Connoisseurs. Another Pokemon that's been a real issue. As we're looking for an interesting first pick, it's going to be the Mew. This has been a power Pokemon for Snow.
Snow's just been a power player,
yeah,
to be honest. They've given Snow Delphox, Sylveon, Mew, and they've looked great every single game. However, this is the counter pick that I was expecting out of Nouns and why I like this orange side. Blastoise, Sylveon, cut some of that nonsense off.
Yeah, Sylveon's just so incredibly powerful. Gatlu's been playing a lot of Blastoise today, so a comfort pick for them, a great pick in the top path. Our next 2 picks for Connoisseurs. Looks like we're going with the slowest of Bro, and they don't have a Hoopa, so they're bringing out the Eldegoss.
Well, they can't get gutter countered Nouns if they wanted to go like Zora or Comfey. However, this is a very preventative measure here by going slow Bro this mid part of the draft. Bruv electing to go for more walls straight into the Blissey.
Yeah, and here we have this Blissey that was actually extremely valuable for Nouns last game.
Yeah.
You know, the Bliss Assistance wasn't able to save Venusaur, but it did take so much damage for that Pokemon to finally end up going down. Our last picks here on the side of Connoisseurs. We're hovering Venusaur, we're hovering Lucario, we're moving around, and we're deciding it's actually going to be Crustal Venusaur. Final pick over to Nouns Esports.
Okay, so Galaxy, the one locking that in, they're going to take that top, and Delphox is the last selection again. This is really the position we've seen Delphox chosen a bunch because of it's what it has, like its kit, okay? Fire Spin, excuse me, Fire Spin can do a lot of work here.
Yeah, it absolutely. I mean, Fire Spin is just such a frustrating move to deal with. I'm not sure what kind of Venusaur we are going to see from Connoisseurs, but with Mew, we could see that sort of double beam composition from Connoisseurs. And then on the other side, Nouns Esports, they're not going to be able to play at that range. They're going to need to get near them, but they don't have a ton of dive on their side.
That's a great call out. And actually, this is a similar composition that Connoisseurs used to beat Yalabingo. Those double beams, anytime that they would get into any sort of tight corridor, you just saw both beams hammering in and just shelling a ton of damage before the Yalabingo crew could close that gap. And I think, to your point, Nouns Esports is going to have a lot of problems too. This might have to be like a surf stoys, or get really creative and trying to facilitate like a rapid spin engagement in the back line. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I think it's time to start thinking outside of the box.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, right? They're going to have extreme range on the side of Connoisseurs if they go with that beam. So they already have extreme range from Mew, and they're going to have to do something about it. They just don't have a way to jump in and stop them. Outside of course, Sylveon just kind of moving in. You're right. We could see Rapid Spin on Blastoise for this reason. We're going to find out very soon. Game 2 of our bracket reset here in our grand finals. Connoisseurs, your purple team. Nouns Esports, your orange team.
I wonder if Nouns is going to send the Blissey on the invade. Yes, Adesu's working the way through. Gossifleur is already there to help support the little Bulbasaur. But Adesu sees this blue buff, a.k.a. purple buff, if you're only Ender, and they're looking to take it.
Yeah, I mean, that color is definitely blue, but I understand why some people would think it's purple. The reason being they're absolutely insane. Adesu stealing it like a madman, running away like a thief in the night, coming on back like a thief in the day, and Sorey is with them.
Didn't know Pound Heal Pulse was so powerful, but Adesu says it's just enough. Giving a KO here would be a bit of a bummer as we're auto-attacking eject button and getting a KO. Gossifleur is still the one to get credit.
But even still, they give up that KO. They had to send a ton of resources to deal with it. It's the toughest thing about a Pokemon that is making that play. It's making the invade, right? Is you have to waste so much time on it, and it's running EXP share, so it's really not losing much, even if it doesn't go that well.
Nice little wall, and then the confused shot by Bruv to get a good crop of damage and some of that experience here. Breaks again, Mr. Mime online here between Toon and Bruv. They're ready to go to work.
I like that we're seeing that sludge option from the Venusaur there, right? I mean, they don't have to worry too much about someone jumping in and diving on them, so they can play at better range. It can also get rid of some special defense on the side of Nouns. We can see that they've got Scald hitting them as well. So if they're able to take that Sludge Bomb and the Scald, that's a lot of slow, a lot of damage, a lot of ticks of special attack just eating through the side of Nouns.
Yeah, great call by Connoisseurs, just identifying what Nouns can actually contest them with. And yeah, you're right, Sludge is the right call, especially if you're putting in Mew beams as well.
Yeah, now of course they have some dive on the side of Nouns. It's the Sylveon, and we'll have to see what the Blastoise wants to do here. We could have a rapid spin Hydro Pump that we've seen some of the, the Eastern teams popularize, but at the same time, this could just be a Surf Hydro Pump. It's an incredible build.
Meanwhile, Galaxy is Battle Bro with the Scald, playing up top, taking a ton of damage with the Hyper Voice, and has to eject through the wall. However, Galaxy is low on HP, still leashing them around. Egg Bomb sorts it out.
Slowbro lasts so incredibly. It's like always there way longer than you expect, I've found. It's just, it's so hard to take this thing down. And look at this here. We've got the Sludge Bomb. We've got the Solar Beam on the side of Connoisseurs. That Venusaur's almost 8 already.
Yeah, and as you say, that ticks over to 8, another clean rotation, and they're going to be having level 9 in short order and be able to make a real impact with Basement Reggie.
You got to love Adesu right here, just continuing to be super annoying and throw their egg bombs. Just looking for the possibility of a Secura here, because if they got it, how frustrating would that be? The only one in the bottom path here for Nouns is going to be Bruv. Here comes the Delphox right now, not yet level 9. However, we do have 9 on our Venusaur, ready to throw that Unite move.
Galaxy going down in the top, Registeel getting worked on by the Connoisseurs. We're just seeing fire spins and walls and just shots. Registeel's low, Solar Beam comes through. It is secured, but really Nouns is just more trying to be a menace than anything else. The house is built around these two teams. Gek on low on HP, and actually gets Confused Blast into the environment.
Yeah, and here we go. We've got Regieleki in the top path secured from Nouns. So Nouns not able to take a fight in that bottom path. It was completely sewn up by Connoisseurs. However, breaking the top goal zone, letting Reggie walk, and now they're going to make a siege at this bottom goal zone, fighting into Gek on this Crustle, throwing their Unite move, and it's time for them to put some more points on the board.
Nice surf in the backline. Hydro Typhoon kicks up a couple. Klaus, yes, it doesn't need much space, but Gatlu finds their way there. Sorayu actually allowed to back as Toonslim holds down in the face of 4. Nice fire spin catching all of them, and Bruv and Adesu just hanging out in the pocket.
Yeah, beautiful fire spin right there, putting everyone on Connoisseurs in the dryer, seeing if they could shrink their HP bars, and now we have this central area here just being ripped apart. They have to be on top of it, Dubsex, because there's a Blissey that just seems to be skulking around in the shadows looking to take it.
Yeah, doing its best Sableye impression, just living across the map, trying to disrupt any sort of central clear. Surprising adjustment by Nouns Esports, and this is part of that sub-game. Toon rarely sticks in the bottom path with Bruv. They usually just let Bruv handle it by themselves. Understanding that Connoisseurs has been able to work through this bottom path successfully is it caused this adjustment, and it's been doing well for them.
Look at that double beam that we talked about a little earlier, right? The 2 solar beams finding their marks right here. Each one as devastating as the last, Mew and Venusaur. They're going to have to find some way to get close enough to them to disrupt that, because they can just continue to chip damage at them from afar.
Yeah, just you can see the fire spin, what it does to ruin positioning, and the way it forces Connoisseurs to just kind of work around. Fire spin right on top of the player this time, not even making them get tracked.
Blastoise scoring in the top path, so Nouns just going for a strategy of taking these scores here. Venusaur Unite move gets a huge amount of damage. Eldegoss is in the air as they're continuing this push towards Nouns.
I'm actually surprised more people from Nouns didn't get taken out, because that Showtime came through just no way Bruv took that for the squad. Okay. Sword up by Snow. But did you see Connoisseurs set up the Rock Tomb with the Burton Anger double beam, and only one player for Nouns went down? Bruv immediately Showtimes back the other way, gets 2 for their effort, and keeps any push from happening.
Gatlu is here in the bottom path, but he might have just been better to just hang out top, continue to score up there. Even though Connoisseurs are taking great fights, they're way down on the scoreboard. They have scored 0 points so far. But it does look like they're taking the best of these engagements. If they continue to do that, by the time Rayquaza rolls around, all they have to do is win another fight and they can win this thing. Right now, you see Nouns deciding how they want to play this moment. They can try to put damage on Regieleki, they can hold it for a little while, or they can fight at this bottom goal zone.
I want to point out something you pointed out in draft, which was those buddy barriers, which was huge when Bruv popped the Showtime, and that's the reason only one player on Nouns got knocked out in that huge exchange. We got fans from Fireworks on pad, and we're trying to run up the score. Eldegoss is already down. Bruv gets the points, and that goal zone's gone 224-0. Gek shows up, kind of gets tracked behind the psychic wall of the Mr. Mime. The fire spin is running them down.
Yeah, of course, they're back in the central area of Connoisseurs. They've been here all game. Nice big Crustle Unite move, looking to make some plays. Delphox goes down. Mime's in some trouble right now as it eats a solar beam. The Assault Vest completely ripped apart. Bruv having to run for this engagement, losing his focus band right into a Unite move of his own. And then, I mean, we're throwing Unites here.
Chasing him right down, too. Like, putting Gek on the wall, realizing that Gek is not a prime target, and he checking around so they can try and get into this back line, because it is difficult. But what I said is they need to start thinking out of the box. They need to get creative, and that's a heck of a way to do it.
Yeah, that is a heck of a way to do it right here. We've got a Blissey Unite. We're not going to have Mimes. We're not going to have Crustle here for Ray unless they give it a ton of wild Pokemon. It is possible. Great setup for Nouns at this objective here as we see Lukita goes down before Ray. It will be back with its timer, but this is a great Regirock for Nouns. They're going to have the Regirock buff. They're going to have a huge score lead, and they're going to have positioning here at Rayquaza. The only thing they're not going to have is a Mr. Mime Unite move.
Yeah, and, you know, Gatlu's been living up top and really keeping an eye. They're working across the map here as both these teams are getting position.
We have Slowbro in this top path, found here by Gatlu. The Scald just to slow him down a little bit, and now they're going to use these beams to just kind of poke at members of Nouns Esports. The Fire Spin can kind of do the same thing. It's annoying in a different way. It goes as far as a Solar Beam just chasing everybody across this map. The nice thing for Nouns is Connoisseurs have to make a play. They don't have to fight into these Solar Beams. They have to let the Solar Beams come to them.
Yeah. Firespin covers one, Wall covers another, Surf covers top. They are keeping Connoisseurs out of the middle.
Yeah, they're just going to see how long they can keep them away from this, because the longer, the better for them. Eject button being used to just get away from a fire spin right there. That's huge, because they're not going to have it maybe for the Unite move they want. Slowbro goes down.
So Sylveon straight in with their Unite move. Verdant Anger popped Hydro Typhoon right in the guts of the Connoisseurs, and there's 3 players down in a heartbeat. Bliss Assist is on Gotlu. They're looking for Snow. The fire spin is there. The eject through, and they're getting chased. 2 players there on the backside. Kurtan is getting attacked as well. They get put down. Eldegoss is hanging out. Slowbro is back. I said Kurtan, Lukita. What am I talking about? Eldegoss sitting on pad, but the pressure was there.
I honestly was wondering what the curtain was. I didn't know if you were doing it. It's curtains for Connoisseurs as more points rain in for Nouns Esports. And it does look like it's pretty much over for them here in game number 2. The slow beam, but you're hanging out inside of a Delphox Unite move. The Hyper Voice continuing to put some damage out there. 30 seconds left. Nothing that Connoisseurs can do in this moment. Nouns takes game number 2.
Yeah, the spacing was incredibly important for Connoisseurs and for Nouns to navigate that. But what did they do? They set up a bunch of traps that have made it incredibly difficult for Connoisseurs to get inside, because Connoisseurs needed to. And the moment that they finally had to commit to getting into range of Nouns, they were there to jump all over.
Yeah, you know, the nice thing about the setup there for Connoisseurs was they could play at extreme range. But when they're so far behind, they don't really get that luxury of just taking shots at Nouns, right? They continue to do that through the rest of the game, and nothing happens. They lose it. They have to make a play. Nouns knows this, and Nouns is just able to capitalize on the fact that Connoisseurs need to give up their huge range advantage.
Through the grand finals, and knocking on the doorstep of being your regional champions is who else but Nouns Esports.
Oh, we got another debate here. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. Here we go. Nouns Esports. They're banning out the Leafeon. They're banning out the Umbreon. On the other side, they don't want to deal with the Sylveon Blastoise. They did steal away the Hoopa, which has been a huge pick for Connoisseurs. First picking that Mew, I'm really not surprised. That Mew is so good.
Yeah, but this is the first time the tree has kind of been injected into the conversation in a minute, and Nouns Esports not going to sleep on that one. They locked it up quickly.
Yeah, let's see. We've got Lukita hovering this Eldegoss. Feels like if they don't get Hoopa, that's where they're going. Next 2 picks on over to Nouns. Sorayu, if they could take away that Blaziken, that would be huge. I mean, Klaus has been a monster on it. Gotlu looking for this pick right here.
I like the Sorayu grabbing Blaziken out from under Connoisseurs. This seems like a match. It seems like a draft that is more targeted, has some thought into it, and also providing themselves with great tools here as Snorlax is locked in and Mime snapped, locked in immediately.
Yeah, they want to take this Mime. Now, obviously, we're going to see Trevenant in this top path here, right? We're going to send that over to Gotlu. Bruv is going to be on the Snorlax, which has looked fantastic today. Final pick could be this Dragonite here. I feel like Connoisseurs have been making a lot of choices that are setting up big secures. And actually, I'm surprised that they maybe didn't go for something like that, because that feels like when their gameplay is at their best. They get a small positional advantage around an objective, and they're ready to take it down. That's not what we're seeing there in a Delphox pick. However, Delphox is quite frustrating, and now we have Greedent. 3 defenders on the side of Nouns Esports. Their range damage, I mean, I guess it's Bullet Seed.
Yeah, there's not a lot of damage, though, on the side of Connoisseurs, right? So this is going to be tough for Nouns Esports specifically, or excuse me, tough for Connoisseurs to fight through. Nouns Esports has a lot of big bodies there, and Gotlu on this Greedent is going to be something to watch.
I can't wait. I can't wait for another Greedent game. And even though Greedent feels like a troll pick because it's a troll pick, and it also feels like a troll pick because you're kind of trolling your own team, they won with it earlier. It looked good, and they have been putting so much pressure on the central area of Connoisseurs. Feels like every game, Connoisseurs is having to deal with multiple things that Nouns are throwing at them. And when Nouns is in that spot, they're looking great.
You know, there's something to be said about off-meta pocket picks, and before kind of Bruv led what I like to feel like the Mr. Mime resurgence, they were the only one playing it. Right? And when it was like when Bruv picks it, it makes sense. Well, don't forget that Gotlu, alongside Artriu in Season 1, they were like the 2 best Greedent players on the planet, and they're going back into that well. So, you know, it could be one of those situations where in their mind, like, well, Greedent is whatever, but Gotlu's Greedent is built different.
Yes, and I think a lot of players do have that. I mean, we kind of see that with Mime, right, for Bruv, even though we're seeing it on the side of Connoisseurs here. There are some picks like that, and boy, they are exciting to see. Nouns won with Greedon earlier. They could become your champions with Greedon right now. Connoisseurs, your purple team. Nouns, Esports, your orange team. We are here in your grand finals bracket reset. Nouns, Esports, 1 game away from winning this whole thing. Connoisseurs is going to need to win 3 in a row if they want their chance at that $20,000 and they want their Worlds invite.
Who else but Adesu on an absolute mission? However, Lukita this time has it sussed out, putting the pressure back on the other way, allowing Klaus a window to keep working through. They do get a clean knockout. Good experience to Klaus as the berry is put down by the Hoopa, and Gossifleur takes it for themselves.
Yeah, really nice stuff right there. Got very, very close to taking that berry right. But again, the amazing thing about a good invasion is you don't lose that much from it. Gotlu actually deciding to play in the bottom path here as this Greedon, putting some points on the board, stacking up a little bit, going down for their trouble. But, you know, that's bound to happen to a mean Greedon.
Yeah, it's just, and according to stats, yes, a hot dog is a sandwich. Sure.
Yeah, but I don't know about that. They said Regirock only KO'd 2 people, and I'm not going to lie, I don't think they looked into it.
Yeah, there's no research that went into either the 2 answer or that answer right there, without a doubt. Quick reset here because Hoopa allows you to do that. Toon Slim just burning all the daylight in the world and finally puts them in the side of the wall of this Galaxy.
Yeah, really nice stuff here. We're playing, you know, Mime in this top path almost as a carry here. We have no EXP share on it, so they're looking for big secures. Playing this differently, I feel like everyone is kind of flexing right now. They're showing what they can bring to this. Toon in the top path here, looking to become the Trevenant, and they do.
It is online. Adesu and Toon Slim going to be working in tandem in the top path. Not typically who Adesu's partnered up with is Toon, right? Normally it's Gotlu up there with them, with that support player, but we're switching it up because pulling out all the stops.
And here we go, Sorayu pulling some of this experience back. We do have a Mystical Fire Flame Charge Delphox, it looks like. Yes, we do. We saw this a little bit yesterday out of NA, and it's really not as popular just because of how amazing Fire Spin is, but there are some situations that you can play really well into some of these enemy teams.
Without a doubt, charging up the overheat is Sorayu, able to just lay in some good damage, but no KOs.
No KOs as we have some experience in the top and bottom path, getting ready to populate here. Gotlu in this bottom path, looking to continue scoring. We're once again going to have a Bullet Seed Greedon.
We're just waiting for these birds to hit the map as Sorayu poaches them all, goes right through them. Toon Slim is there for the assist. A nice little confusion shot by Galaxy, a good portal for the reset.
Yeah, really nice stuff here. As they can send themselves to the bottom path real easily here. They are not playing that trick Hoopa. They are using the more macro-heavy build where they have control over what's happening on the map. We see Galaxy staying in this top path, stopping Toon from heading to the bottom path. However, we've got a good secure lined up here with Overheat. They do take it, even though we have the Delphox Unite move coming in.
Fanciful Fireworks is there. I'm pretty sure Gotlu wasn't even pressing buttons anymore. They're like, yeah, this is done. I'm not going to work harder than I have to. They get put down. Rock Tomb is there. Bruv is caught. Immediately on top of Gek is Nouns as soon as they step up. Sorayu finds their way into the back line, and they're looking for Snow, and they get that knockout quickly. Overheat is charged. Gek steps right into the crosshairs as they take a mean kick to the grill. Gek trying to get back while Nouns Esports is absolutely dusting them, putting them to sleep, and then knocking them out.
A really interesting move from Gek to just face check the overheat that you see charging towards you. I don't know if he goes down, if he doesn't eat the overheat. He could just wait 1 second. I mean, it is what it is. You ate the overheat, you went down, you're a sandwich.
2 pieces of bread.
Just 2 pieces of bread, baby. That's a sandwich.
I'm a doofus. All right, here we go. Nice early pressure by Nouns Esports. However, Connoisseurs keeping pace. 84 points is 84 more than they had at this point in the game last time.
That's true. I mean, last game they had a real tough time scoring here. We have Gotlu online with their Unite move. Same thing from Toon. 2 Unite moves on the other side. We've got the Mew, and we have Delphox. Delphox just has a Unite move up basically all the time. Every fight. And if you can position it well, it's going to be really tough for Nouns. They want to be near objectives, and that Unite move is going to make make it a little hard for them.
You're seeing exactly the value that Gatlu's bringing. Oh, Showtime right on the portal, but it can't get the knockout as the team is rolling back through. Gatlu takes a big amount of damage. Galaxy trying to keep Gatlu from being able to come in here, and that's a nice power nap right in the middle. They're going to roll over and catch a reset here. No, they went right out of the portal. As Gatlu's sitting in the back, we're using some Unite moves and putting a ton of damage on Gatlu, but they are sustaining well.
Yeah, I mean, Gatlu is actually making their way through this fight better than I expected. One of the interesting things about Bullet Seed is it can get stunned, and if it gets stunned, you stop firing for a moment here. Mr. Mime is a great Pokemon to do that, so it might actually make this Bullet Seed not as useful as we saw before.
It also keeps, leverages the great maneuverability that Gatlu has on the Greedent, and it cuts off a lot of paths. So the Mr. Mime pick is making more and more sense as we're seeing it in action.
After all that, Regieleki does go down to the side of Nouns. They have a level 12 Blaziken. We saw this Blaziken all day, basically, on Connoisseurs, and it's so tough for any team to stop a team that has any positioning when they have Blaziken. Bullet Seed, great rip. Blaziken, beautiful secure. Another objective goes over to Nouns. 4 minutes left in this match. 4 minutes where Connoisseurs need to do something. They need to turn this around or they are not going to Worlds. Nouns is not only securing the championship spot, but also letting Tally Bobo in third place in EU.
Now, we just watched Galaxy dispatch of the Regieleki that was walking to the Tier 2. But while that was going on, Nouns was able to get a ton of wild farm and keep this level advantage that they have.
Klaus has a strong level here, level 12. This Delphox is really powerful. 2 eat the overheat right here, but obviously this Blaziken is in trouble as everything in the kitchen sink is thrown at it, and it does go down.
Yeah, that was a nice trap set by the Blaziken, but now the Trevenant pops immediately. Toonsland's using to make that happen. Can they get through the portal? They do. Great little reset. Well played by Adesu and Toon. They elect to not come back through this Toon because they want to take the long way around, make a play somewhere else. Gatlu, however, is just really leading them around the map, distracting them from what they should be going to, and another great reset.
Another great reset, but man, these are close. These are scary, and if some of these go the other way during Rayquaza, they're in a lot of trouble. We've seen Bruv on the Snorlax here, a different look. This is Heavy Slam Yawn, so they're looking to see if they can jump in, hit the Heavy Slam, and put the Delphox to sleep, hopefully, and pick up a big KO. Still, we have Gatlu on the green, just spending their time in the enemy central area. That's what a mean Greedent does. Our team's getting ready to fight in this top path. 2 minutes, 35 seconds on the clock. Regieleki is here. Soreyu is there to start ripping it, as it actually looks like they're going to pull back here.
Yeah, Bruv, gets knocked out by the Mr. Mime, keeps that portal reset from happening for them, so they have to walk back and just sit on pad, do it the hard way here as they naturally recall. We're about to have a basement Reggie hit the map as well, and we've got 15 seconds to maybe our last Rayquaza of the regional finals.
That's right. Nouns Esports could take the whole thing right now. Connoisseurs are going to need to make some plays. They're down by a lot here, 84-35. No one takes either Reggie. This is the moment for Connoisseurs. Can they find an opening? Can they catch someone from Nouns? And can they make a big play in what could be their last game here of the Grand Finals? We have Gatlu positioning in the top path, a little damage being put out, and now we see Toon getting caught in a big way, trying to go home, and he can't!
Snow gets the KO out on Toon. The portal is too late, and tons of damage is in. However, Nouns just has to settle it. Desu pops the Unite move because they're low on HP, and they do get Galaxy back the other way. Now, can Soreyu find a new target? Snow is there, but really, Connoisseurs, we're going to need this Ray, or they're needing to play to go score. We're settling back out for just a moment. Take a breath.
Yeah, everyone's taking a breath right now. They're deciding this was not their moment to move in and fight. They caught Trevenant, but they caught Trevenant before it used the Unite move. They know the moment it comes back, it has that. Now the question is, how do they want to play the rest of this? Starting to tap Rayquaza now. Bruv moving in, using the Unite move. Here comes Toon, trying to chase down this Delphox. Eldegoss is in the air. We have the Unite move out from Gek.
Rebel Rouser is there, but we are moving through. Bruv's the one sitting in the middle. Soreyu, nice little focus blast, gets 2 targets. Fanciful Fireworks are up. The only one standing in it is the Connoisseurs. We're getting a big-time flank by Soreyu. Gatlu is completely split Lukita from the rest of the pack. They're rotating back into the middle. KO Shrika 2 for Soreyu. There's 3 players down. Nouns Esports is knocking on the doorstep. They're looking for more. Popping up Snow. Snow's got to go. Snow is gone. And now it's just Lukita that left standing. They're dusted. Absolutely dusted. No frowns on the side of Nouns, baby. Regional finals is in sight.
That's right, Nouns Esports with only 20 seconds left on the clock continue to put points on the board, win a massive fight, wipe through this entire bracket reset. There's no Cinderace here. There's no $10,000 being handed to the connoisseurs. There's just Nouns Esports taking the crown, the noun of the day, as your EU champions.
Time is up, time is out, time has expired for connoisseurs. The Cinderella story is not completed. The evil stepmother, in this case, wins. Nouns Esports, not only the boogeyman of the connoisseur story, the crown wearers sitting on the throne, getting it done and proving themselves to be what everybody said they were back in February, the best team in EU.